Hi, Han.
Hey, good good morning. Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and good morning for you.
Yeah. So so is John gonna join?
Yes. I was speaking with him in like 50 minutes ago, so he said he will be on.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have a short agenda. Maybe we can talk about that first. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Are you can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to talk about John's proposal for the SC. So how gonna impact the hardware management and our sub project.
Okay. Should we wait for John with this one?
Yeah, I saw he just joined.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
see
did.
that too.
Hey,
Hey.
good morning, John.
Good morning.
Yeah, so we just talk about so I want to start the OpenRMC agenda first because I have really short one. So this is just a follow up regarding last time we talked about the initiative proposal for the SC. So seem like we have a composable disaggregated infrastructure for this one. So I try to understand. So if this one got approved by the SC, so because this is really big initiative. So regarding our management project and also the OpenRMC-DM sub project. So is there any like major planning?
No,
This
no.
will
This that
drive.
let's first deal with the context. The context is that this is not approved. I had sent mail earlier to all the project leads that the SC goes through a process in January
Hmm.
of every year where it takes initiatives and various reps bring them forward for either the company or for the community, and
Hmm.
that is all placed in some giant list of proposed
Hmm.
initiatives. Out
Okay.
of that, the SC will ballot and will discuss and ballot, and they should have something by the end of January on
Okay.
which ones actually are balloted as high priority.
Okay.
So sustainability, um, other initiatives, profiles, all that have been initiatives from previous years, which turned out to be either a full-blown project, a work stream,
Hmm.
something, right? So the goal is that the initiative says this is something that the SC should start baking into the organization. And once the initiative is ranked high, and then that's figured out throughout the year. Um, and that is so the way OCP is set up, right? There's future technology initiatives,
Okay.
which are 3-5 years down the road, right? Have a
Hmm.
discussion, figure out what you can do. This is closer, right? This is stuff that the SC can act on and hopefully do something within a year to
Okay.
start an effort, not necessarily produce anything, right? But to
Hmm.
start an effort.
Okay.
So yes, this is big. Um, that's why. That's why
Uh-huh.
I said fine. Anyway, one of the requirements was that each of the reps submit at least one.
Okay.
So
So.
this is the one I chose to submit,
Hmm.
and then I asked all you got project leads if you guys have anything from your community that you want to also submit, so we could submit more than one. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So still pending 1 week, right? To because of that
Um,
you
maybe,
said
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was gonna say minimum 1 week.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So I was thinking, so assume this one got approved, but our project and the management project is really from a perspective of hardware management perspective, right? Because this is a whole infrastructure. It's not just related to the hardware management. It should
Okay, wait,
include.
so before we have too much of a discussion, Marchek, did you read the proposal?
Nope. Sorry, no.
Okay, so he's totally in the dark, good, so that's why I don't want to have too much of a discussion.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the proposal is basically we have DCMHS, which just takes a motherboard and modularizes it. And DCSCM fits right into it because it's just another module. I said, well, that's good. We've done that, right? So it was an initiative. We've modularized the hardware. The problem now is looking outward at a platform level, at a data center level. Now you've disaggregated memory into these memory boxes, and you've disaggregated storage into these storage boxes, and you've disaggregated, compute into these other boxes with accelerators. So some guy's going to walk in and say, "Go build me a computer system out of all this stuff," right? And give me some place where I can download an OS, right, and interact with it as if it were just a system. So all because you've taken this system and it's no longer in one box, but you disaggregated across multiple boxes. From a sysadmin standpoint, they don't care. He still just wants a computer system abstract that he can work with, and the fact that it's disaggregated is really your problem because you guys disaggregate everything. So he'll come in, right, and a lot like a rack manager, if you were around in the day, he would come in and say, "Hey, I want a computer system. It's got 8 processors, this type, this much memory. I want this much storage," and it's going to give it to him, and then he's going to say, "Okay, go download this OS on it." And it'll download and it's good. Now I can go run my hardware. And when he's done with it, he'll throw it back in the pool and say, "Okay, I don't need these pieces anymore. You can take them all back." But has been the vision of composable disaggregate infrastructure for many years now. And it didn't work because the technology wasn't there. You didn't have a fast enough interconnect. Everyone thought it was going to be fiber. It's not necessarily going to be fiber, right? There's CXL now, which can disaggregate processor and memory far apart within a network. So all I was telling OCP was, you got to get in front of this because it's, modularizing is great. Disaggregation is what's all gonna, is the time where it's going to come into fruition in the next couple of years. Okay. Does that answer your question, Richard?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And so all this stuff, right, underneath, how do you put all this stuff together when someone asks for it? Composition? How does it get done? Well, it's all done by management. When Rack Manager came to me, I said, "Guys, this is our management decision, right? It's all management." So, so Redfish has a composability model, which it has since day one. And so it will begin to come into play. So anyway, I said, because it's management, it's going to touch all parts of the hardware management project.
Yes.
Right.
So my question is, so in terms of to meet this composable disaggregate infrastructure from RMC perspective, are we gonna extend the scope of the RMC because
You're thinking too far ahead, right? This isn't even an initiative. I'm not going to spend any brain power on this.
Okay, yeah. Just some internal brainstorming inside this.
I expect, right, that one, if it's of interest, that it's kind of done like a normal community, right? You say, we want to do this, go find the community that wants to go do this, and then deploy, right? We're just like with OpenRMC-DM, right? If we get the 1.0 out, right, and it's all working, and the industry isn't interested, then the industry isn't interested, and we haven't created momentum, right? You can say, "Hey, we can sell people on disaggregated infrastructure," and we can say, a DM will get you to really, give you a big step, right, on the way. But you have to go form that community first with a bunch of people in the room saying, yes, I want to do CDI. CDI is the future. We got to get there fast, right? And it's like, okay, but if you don't have those guys in the room, right?
Okay.
There's no reason to have this discussion, right? That's when DM walks in and says, oh, this is how much of redfish we already have. No, we don't have composability, but we can add that, right? Who wants to come in and help work on it?
All right. I got you. All right, Sam. Long story short, I will wait for the FC.
No. But
Yeah.
but the fact that you are excited about it is good. If you can influence, I don't think if you have any influence in the SC, right, to actually do a vote, because that's what I'm working on now. It's getting votes within the SC to say, no, this everyone should vote on this, and it should be high, right? Then this becomes one of the 3 or 4 that become priorities.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So you can take a part, the essay part. So everything finalized. Then we continue this one. So I do.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. If got approval, so we can somehow extend something, right? So maybe it's like we talked about a long time ago, like a OpenRMC 2.0, because there's a major big jump from the traditional 1.x, right? It's something
Yes.
big because we are not going to just restrain ourselves in a single rack. We are actually extending the rack, consider all the fabric, all the disaggregate, all the resources pooling, also lots of sense, basically. So
Oh yeah. I mean, you could walk in and say, hey, we have the price manager. Redfish has a composability model. We need someone in the room to extend Redfish to do composability. And there've been people already done that in other languages. So we know it works. So
okay. All right. I just pause here and wait for the news. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. How can I stop? Let me see. All right. So I think I've done my part. I hand over to you. Said.
Okay, thanks.
So I have 2 items. After you go through this, then we can go through by items.
Sure. I don't have an agenda for today because it's only one point, and it's going through the pull requests, because I want to push 3 pull requests today to integrate them into the repository. So let's go through that. And the first one is this one. It's a patch on chassis power. It's one action that we are missing for OpenRMC 1.0. Amelia implemented that. I won't be boring you with code because it's code. I reviewed that, and I think everything is okay. Also, this is in review for a long time, right? It's October 9. So if there is no if you all agree, I will just merge it right now. Okay, then.
So with this will allow us to actually set a power limit.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm all for that.
Okay, and that was the biggest one. When it comes to pull requests, I want to get merged today. The second one is routes for systems. What does it mean? It means that we are missing some resources from managed nodes, and by that I mean we are not pulling every information from the nodes below, and this is the implementation that implements those things we are missing. So this is related to systems, and we are missing things like assembly metrics, processors on processors, etc. This also comes for the OpenRMC 1.0, and this is discovered by the profile, OpenRMC 1.0 profile. So this is just a fix, right? That profile show us. So this is only links, right? As you can see, nothing interesting here. It means that those resources added will be shown on the API of Device Manager. Okay, then. So if you all agree, I will merge it as well. And the same thing go for chassis, I think. Yep, chassis routes, and this is the very same thing, but not for systems, but for chassis. We are missing some things as well, like ports on network adapters, drives, memory domains on chassis. So basically this. I will merge it as well. So this will cover all the resources we have to pull from the managed nodes to Device Manager. Okay, there is a conflict. I will resolve it after the meeting, probably with the previous pull request. And once this one will be merged, there will be only one pull request left, and this is the telemetry service. I want to leave it in the review for 2 or 3 more weeks, so basically until our next meeting. And this is the implementation for telemetry service, and basically it's a whole telemetry service being taken from ODIM to Device Manager, and only some configuration files were changed to integrate it with Device Manager. As you can see, there is one commit with telemetry service, and this is the whole implementation from ODIM. Nothing is changed here. So basically, what was in ODIM, I took it and put it here. And the second commit is the integration between the service and Device Manager. And this is some build scripts, basically, and Docker files. Nothing fancy.
Do you know the functionality of the telemetry service that was implemented in ODIM? Was it all of it?
I don't think it was all of it.
Do you know how much? Did you find out how much of it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can update the information here later on.
Yeah, because I specifically I like to know if it did metric reports and did it do triggers?
I'm pretty sure metric reports are implemented. Triggers, I don't know. I have
Okay,
to
good.
verify.
No, that's fine. That's the right answer. So it's okay if triggers metric reports is the main reason people do telemetry service.
Okay, so I will update the information here in the description of this pull request, and I will let you know. And we'll talk about this pull request in the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. We can look at the issues. Nothing new. There are 3 enhancements, and 2 issues from you, John. With I think you're running this on Windows, right?
Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah, and this is the settings. So no new issues for now.
Okay.
Okay, so one more thing. The next step is to integrate this telemetry service, and after that, I want to test it in the Redfish Operability Lab to see if the Device Manager can handle some platforms and do some actions on it. So this is the next step we'll be looking to do.
Do you have an idea of when you want to do that time-wise? I just want to give them a heads up as to when you want to go into lab.
For sure not in January, because our next meeting is February. I think maybe end of February.
Okay.
Something
Okay.
like that.
That's fine. That's fine. At least it gives them a date. And it also gives us time to upgrade the Intel system that's in that lab.
Sure.
Because right now I think it'll fail.
Probably.
Right. So okay. And I'll make sure you run this against the Intel system we're going to send in to make sure that's all. Because we can do that in-house.
Sure.
Okay.
That would be great. Okay, so thank you. That's all from me.
Okay. So I have 2 items. One is the change in the profile approval process, and the other is regional ideas. Okay, so in the chat, I'm sending you a link to a presentation. Okay. So, and then and then I'll show it. I just didn't want to do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Permission.
You guys see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this has to do with in 2023, the contribution process was actually changed by the SC. So the SC says, we're tired of looking at all these papers. We don't understand, papers on security. What am I doing reading it? Right? The community has always spoken. Why are we cluttering up the SC agenda with approvals for white papers that we are not the experts on? Right? So the change was, okay, specifications, which will eventually have teeth within OCP, that goes to the SC and have to be approved by the SC. All other documents are approved by the project lead, and the SC should be notified. That means white papers, requirements documents, guidelines, and so my question was, okay, how does this affect usage guides and profiles, because they're definitely not specifications. Okay? So, and this is stalling the profile workstream. That's why we've got things ready, and I'm sitting there writing my presentation to the SC like I always do. And I said over the holidays, and I said, why am I doing this? I don't have to go to the SC anymore. So this is a picture of the current process. So we write a usage guide, right? And you guys know all this, right? And then we have a corresponding profile, which gets written at the same time. The SC approves the usage guide, and then it implies the SC approves the profile. So the usage guide is approved, the profile gets upgraded, right, to get released as a full-blown released version. This can occur, but it has no teeth, right? We can have profiles out there all day long. If a specification, which is approved by the SC, doesn't talk about it. So this is a clip from the OCP website regarding compliance to a specification. in order to get OCP accepted and actually OCP inspired recognition. Okay, so when we say baseline here, when we have a baseline profile, it doesn't have any teeth until some specification like the server specification says you have to have complied to baseline, and that's in the manageability section. In the server case, they actually have a server profile, and so their line says you have to comply to the server profile, which drags in the baseline. Okay, so this is the existing process, and this is so these are the profiles that we have. Ethernet switch is on its way. We also have one PowerShell and a large one from liquid cooling, which is going to come in. And I said, if we don't fix this process, we're going to have a problem because we won't. So here's the revised process. It's in red. So instead of the SC approving it, the hardware management project will approve it. And this is by the co-chairs of the main project. And I gave them the option. Now you can do an implication that the profile is approved, or you can do a separate approval by the hardware management project, because some of them actually understand what the profile syntax looks like, which is impossible up here by the SC. They don't want to know. They don't ever want to know what a profile syntax looks like. Okay. Any questions here?
Good.
So, so that's how we're going to do baseline 1.1. I'm just going to take it up to Hemo and Jeff, and hopefully they'll approve it, and we'll push the profile up. The last slide is just a release structure. So currently with specifications, however they do drafts, they vary. They get approved by the SC, and then it gets, once approved, they get placed in the contribution database, public to all for searchable. Usage guides are now done in Markdown. So they're in the repo. They get approved by the hardware management project once all comments are dealt with. And once they're approved, they also end up in the contribution database searchable as they are today. Type in usage guide. The profile themselves are also in the repository, and you'll notice that they're in the same subdirectory. So the profile for baseline 1.1 is in the same subdirectory as the usage guide for baseline 1.1. And when they get approved by the hardware management project, they go to the root. So they're removed from the subdirectory and moved on to the root. So people know everything in the root is released. Everything under a subdirectory is still in draft, and people are still working on it. This shouldn't be new to you other than the markdown column. So if we ever do a update of OpenRMC, well, we should migrate to markdown. It'll be much easier.
I have a quick question. So the usage guide we talk about here is from another workstream and platform group, and something related to the hardware management part got approval from hardware management project, right? So for example, like a server they have server groups, they have a usage guide.
Yes.
Only a portion might related to some profile or something from hardware management. No.
All everything in the server, right? Server is split into those that are uniquely server requirements, and then a link to a baseline. Right?
Okay, you talk about
the hardware management project owns the baseline. Right? They can decide what to point to. So when we release 1.1, that doesn't become the new baseline. It only becomes a new baseline for server when the server project goes up to them, and they say, oh, we now have server 1.0, and it points to baseline 1.0. We will now create server profile 1.1, which points to baseline 1.1.
Okay.
Right, and then they put it in the specification, and then it has teeth, because they can pick the time when their community is ready to move from the old baseline to the new baseline.
Okay. So
Okay.
the question, which part will need approval from hardware management project? Was there a new part?
There isn't a part. That's why I don't understand what you mean by part. There's only one usage guide, and there's only one, because the usage guide for servers only deals with the server specific element,
Mhm.
right? And then it points to the baseline usage guide
Okay.
for the rest of it, for the rest of the task. So I don't know if this is the right time, but there's a clean separation between what hardware management owns, which is the baselines, and what the platforms own, which is service specific stuff, which extends from the baseline, and storage specific stuff that extends from the baseline, and network specific stuff that extends from the baseline. And they approve what they approve. We approve what we approve. The only binding is the linkage within the profile itself, which is something they control, right? That the server 1.0 is extended from the baseline 1.0.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so the only thing that isn't in here that you do bring up is there are profile groups within hardware management, right? The profile workstream, but there are profile groups and usage guide groups over in cooling environment project. You know, there's enough interest in it that they're spending their time developing writing a profile. So that's why this says workstream or platform groups create the usage guide. So either the profile workstream does it, or the platform group does it. So in this case, the cooling environments group will go ahead and do it. And the goal is that there'll be mutual acknowledgement, because we went to, for PowerShelf, we went to Rack and Power and we told them we're doing it. And they said, okay, we should ask for feedback on the usage guide, and they have provided a little, but we're going to take that and we're going to say, hey, we've developed the usage guide. We've given them a chance to comment. We're done, right? Now we're going to release this thing as PowerShelf 1.0. And then again, it has no teeth, right? Until the Rack and Power guys come in and say, you know, thou shalt support the PowerShelf profile. So they select when it gets supported. And I warned the author of the PowerShelf that when they look at it, they may make further changes. They may say, oh, now it has teeth. Now we'll actually look at this document. By the way, we should have added these additional comments to 1.0. We didn't do that, but now we have to do it. So PowerShelf, before it has teeth, may become PowerShelf 1.1 before anyone will link to it. And that's just the way it is, right? People don't look at specs and read specs until it really matters to them. And right now, we can send them PowerShelf usage guides all day long, and they'll take a quick glance and say, yeah, it's okay. They won't provide us any comments. But the minute they have to attach it to their specification, then they'll have a deeper look and they'll probably find problems. And then we'll get real problems in the database that we can go fix and release an updated PowerShelf. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? So, so I think this is to present to everybody. I have to figure out exactly how we get approval of this. Oh, we have to go tell OCP Foundation, because they were expecting baseline 1.1, and I have to take it off their calendar for the next contribution meeting, because I'm going to say this is the new process that we initiated, and so we don't have to come to you. We'll just tell you when we're done. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then in the last couple of minutes is what we're going to do for regional. So Han, I think you've been out of the loop in this, but there's I had this proposal that we should have device manager in the experience center, and have nodes hooked up to it, and invite other companies to bring their systems that support the baseline to hook up to it, and have device manager go manage it.
Okay.
I took this to OCP Foundation, and they like the idea. As a matter of fact, one of the themes for Experience Center in regional will be interoperability, and so this slots right in. The project leads for hardware management like the idea, and the reference forum likes the idea, and that was one of the reasons that they invited us into the interoperability lab to go test device manager there. So that's ongoing. I've just done the first round and talked to everyone to make sure everyone has a thumbs up, and now we're going to see if we can actually get it done.
Okay.
So I didn't want you to be caught unawares.
So regional is April, right?
Regional is late April
Late
in Lisbon.
Okay.
And I believe if this is pulled off, then hopefully Marchek can
Yeah.
get there from Poland. I will probably not attend. I don't know if you attend.
I think I barely get a chance
Right,
for
right.
regional.
So my goal was actually have this like the experience center at Global. And when I talked to Michael Shell, he said, regional is going to have a small experience center by invitation only. So because they don't have that much space, right? So they're going to have 4 themes, and so they said if you can pull it off, it'd be something we could use there.
Okay.
So I left it on Marchek's doorstep. That it's all up to him. We'll have to figure out what the no-go decision date is, on when we can do this.
Yep.
Okay. And I think with that, I think I've covered everything I need to.
All right.
Okay.
So I think we can wrap up.
Yes. Thank you for the meeting and
Yeah. So for the OCP website, so there's still bi-weekly meeting notice on the website. So I'm gonna modify that to make back to the monthly meeting. So right now it's still bi-weekly meeting notice.
okay, great.
And so is it going to be this? Is it going to be a second Tuesday, right?
We can swap, pick one. So we can pick the week before, basically the second week, or we can choose the fourth week.
You can't take the first week. I got the first week. So first week is taken by profile work stream. You guys have the second week and the fourth week,
Yes.
because the third week
Is
is
however,
a hard brand project. So you guys can pick 2 or 4.
so I think it's really depends on, because today's meeting is the fourth week, because we skip the second week of this month. So do we want another four weeks before we have the February meeting? So either one will okay.
I would make it a standard of the second week, because then
Second
if you
week.
do a second week, you have something to report out the following week at the
Okay, sure.
right.
Yeah, we
And
can do
if we have
that.
to push it off, then we have to push it.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
So I
second
will.
week is okay for me too.
Okay. So I will remove the first week and keep the second week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you then.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye bye.